Welcome back, everyone. It's great to have you with us again for the deep dive.
Absolutely. Good to be here.
This is actually our seventh deep dive together already. Time flies.
It really does.
And if you're curious, maybe feeling like catching up, feel free to check out the previous episodes. There's definitely some great stuff in there.
For sure. Lots of ground covered.
But right now, we're really excited to explore some new territory, maybe uncover some fresh insights with you in Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, let's dive in. This week, we're looking at the personal logs of Commander Peter Ariete.
Okay.
This covers the week of May 19th through to the 25th, 3311. We're sort of piecing together his activities, his challenges.
Sounds good. Almost like a space documentary vibe following his journey.
Exactly. A glimpse into a commander's week out there.
All right, let's start with May 19th, that Monday. Sounds like Commander Ariete wanted a bit of a change, but still needed to earn some credits and merits for Nikado Kane.
Yeah, that's right. He was looking for a break from the usual routine, but, duty calls. Or rather, the need for credits and power play standing calls.
So how did he square that circle, taking a break while still earning?
Well, he got a bit clever with it. He used what players call an AFK build away from keyboard. He took his Type 10, which is this big, heavily armed ship, like a mobile weapons platform, really.
Right.
And parked it in the icy rings of HIP 67203. He had an SLF pilot, one of his NPC crew, flying a ship-launched fighter nearby.
So the fighter and the Type 10's automated turrets did the work while he was AFK?
Pretty much, yeah. Targeting pirates, collecting bounties passively. It's a known strategy, though not without its risks, of course.
And did it work out for him?
It did, apparently. The logs show he pulled in about 17 million credits and 3,800 merits for Kane.
Wow, not bad for being away.
Yeah.
So that was Monday. Then Tuesday the 20th was all about power play.
Yep. Tuesday was dedicated power play day. He needed to get his tasks done for Nikado Kane before the Thursday server tick, the weekly cycle resets.
Right, that deadline's always looming. What ship did he use for these tasks? Not the Type 10, I assume.
No, something much more nimble. He opted for a Cobra MK5.
The MK5. Interesting choice. How did he outfit it?
Pretty versatile setup. Multi-cannons, pulse lasers for combat. Olympic controller probably for collecting mission items or maybe repair, and a decent cargo hold. Ready for anything, basically.
And the tasks themselves. Sounds like a real mix.
Oh, absolutely. It was quite the list. Selling rare goods, which requires cargo space and navigating trade routes. Rescuing escape pods.
Okay.
Shooting down enemy ships from rival powers. Scanning ship wakes for data. Hacking propaganda banners.
That's a specific one.
It is, yeah. And transporting specific power play commodities. The whole gamut, really.
And he managed all that in one day. The log said he planned for 2.
Yeah, that's the impressive part. The Cobra MK5 must have been really efficient for jumping between systems and handling these different jobs. He noted getting somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 merits per task type.
That's a significant boost for Kane. A very productive Tuesday, then.
Definitely.
But Wednesday, the 21st. It sounds like things got a bit frustrating. Something about exploration data.
Ah, yes. The classic universal cartographics problem. He got back to his home system, HIP 67203.
Right.
And went to the local station, Miranda Installation, planning to sell off a bunch of cartographic data he gathered. Survey data from exploration.
Big payday potential there.
Usually, yes. But when he tried to access universal cartographics,
Yeah.
nothing. It wasn't available at that station.
Oh, that's annoying. Just blocked out.
Pretty much. And apparently, he wasn't the only one who'd run into this. He mentioned seeing a range of reactions from other commanders docking there.
I can imagine. Confusion, maybe some anger.
Yeah, and probably some experienced folks explaining why. You see, Universal Cartographics, the service for selling exploration data, it only becomes available in systems that reach certain thresholds.
Thresholds, like what?
Specifically, the system's technology level and its development level need to be high enough. It represents the system having the infrastructure to handle and process that kind of galactic data.
Okay, so HIP 67203 just wasn't advanced enough yet.
Exactly. At that point, its tech level was 17, and the development level was 18. Apparently not quite high enough to unlock the service.
Gotcha. So what did Commander Ariete decide to do? Just go somewhere else?
Well, no. It seems he took it as a challenge. He decided he needed to improve his home system. The logs for Thursday, the 22nd, show him planning.
Planning system development, that's a big undertaking.
It is. And the inspiration apparently came from, the logs mention him waking up amid system blueprints and noticing a coffee stain.
A coffee stain? Seriously?
Apparently so. A coffee stain right over the orbital path of the 6th planet in HIP 67203.
Okay. How does a coffee stain lead to development?
It seems it gave him the idea for where to start building. He initiated construction of a communication installation, specifically at Papistes top, near that sixth planet. There was an area there with 4 available slots for orbital installations.
Ah, so the stain highlighted a potential construction zone in a way?
Something like that. Maybe just drew his eye to that part of the plan.
Hmm.
Anyway, construction started.
And did it help? What was the result?
The installation, named the Cartmel Legacy, got built. It provided a small boost, +1 point to the system's security level, and +3 to technology.
So, progress. Did that unlock universal cartographics?
Unfortunately, no. Still not quite enough, it seems.
Right, so the effort had to continue. What was next? Friday the 23rd.
Yep, another step towards boosting those system stats. This time, he planned a relay installation.
Okay, different from a communication installation. How so?
Yeah, slightly different focus. While comms installations are more about, well, communications and tech, relay installations give a bigger boost to overall development and security. And, crucially, building one unlocks the ability to construct a security station later on.
Ah, makes sense. Building blocks. Where did he put this one?
Same general area, in orbit around the sixth planet, near the Cartmel Legacy. Probably makes sense to keep the new infrastructure somewhat clustered, but maybe slightly away from the main shipping lanes.
And building these things requires resources, right? Lots of them.
Oh yeah, big time. He had to switch to his Type 9 Heavy, the big space truck.
The brick that hauls everything.
Exactly. He spent the day doing cargo runs. 9 trips, the log says. Hauling steel, titanium, aluminum, and copper.
Where from?
He got the metals from Slade Ring in the Haichan system. Sounds like a refinery or mining outpost. And he also sourced some rare goods from Trailblazer Promise and the Kaliki system, probably needed for some component of the installation.
9 runs. Must have taken ages.
And dodged pirates, too. The logs mentioned evading interdictions, yeah. Always a risk when you're hauling valuable cargo in a Type 9. But he got it done. The Barbosa relay installation was completed.
And the stat boosts.
+1 to security and +1 to development. So more incremental progress.
Okay, slowly chipping away at it. And this meant he could plan the security station now.
Yes, the option was unlocked. But he noted needing to consider the resources and the construction points required. Building these things isn't instant, Takes time and resources.
Right, makes sense to plan the next move carefully. So after all that construction focus, Saturday the 24th was different.
Yeah, sounds like he needed a break from infrastructure projects. Time for some action. Bounty hunting Saturday.
Back to the combat zone. Where did they go?
Back into the rings in his home system, HIP 67203, but this time around the third planet. Metallic rings, usually good spots for finding pirates and resource extraction sites or res sites.
And he wasn't alone this time.
No, he teamed up. He flew with Commander Leo Bulero in a Cobra Mk3, nice agile ship, and Commander Piotr, who was flying a Mandalay.
A Mandalay. Don't see those every day. What's the specialty there?
They're known for being able to pack a punch, often with heavy weapons like cannons. So a different kind of combat style.
Interesting wing composition. Did Ariat change his own ship setup?
He did make a couple of tweaks. Upgraded his repair limpet controller to a 5B model, better range, more hull repair per limpet, and he equipped pulse lasers with the Concordant Sequence experimental effect.
Concordant Sequence? What does that do?
It's a support effect. When you hit an ally with those lasers, it helps regenerate their shields.
Ah, so he was playing a support role as well as dealing damage.
Looks like it. He also deployed his Guardian fighter, the XG-9 Lance, for extra firepower. So you've got him in his main ship with 11 laser turrets firing, the fighter doing its thing, and he's repairing hulls and boosting shields for his wingmates.
Sounds like a force multiplier. How did the others do?
Apparently, very well. Leo handled his Cobra Mk3 effectively, probably zipping around hitting targets. And Pito's Mandalay, equipped with cannons, was reported as being very successful too, likely cracking open the bigger, tougher pirate ships.
Nice bit of teamwork paying off.
Yeah, the log entry ends with them returning to the station feeling pretty accomplished. Sounds like Leo's even thinking about upgrading his ship after the session, and Piotr felt his Mandalay build was really working well.
That's always a good sign. A successful op that validates your choices. Okay, so that brings us to Sunday, the 25th, wrapping up the week.
Right. Sunday was a bit more relaxed, it seems, but still involved the community. Commander Ariat was planning to join a fight, but ran into some technical difficulties. Couldn't connect properly.
Ah, the joys of technology. Happens to the best of us.
Indeed. So instead, he ended up watching Commander Leo Bulero's stream of the fight, supporting from the sidelines.
Still involved, even if remotely. Did he offer any feedback?
Yeah. He mentioned observing Pewter using frag cannons effectively. Those are like space shotguns, devastating up close, and giving Leo some advice on his Cobra NK5 build. Sharing knowledge.
That's a community spirit. And then there was something else. A secret mission.
Ah, yes. This was quite interesting. Later that day, he apparently took his cutter, a very large, expensive, and capable ship, and flew it out secretly.
Secretly where?
To the Arrieta sector, to a system controlled by another commander, Mako Valbel.
Okay. Why the secrecy?
Well, it seems Commander Mako was in the process of building his own security station, but progress was stalled, maybe lack of resources or time, so Commander Arrieta flew over. And he single-handedly finished the construction. It took it from 0% completion all the way to 100%, just delivered all the needed commodities himself.
Wow, that's a massive favor.
Did he tell Mako? Only afterwards. He surprised him with the news, said he hoped it would help reduce the pirate problem in Mako's home system.
That's incredibly generous, just helping out another player on a huge scale like that.
It really is. Yeah. A fantastic example of players supporting each other in the game. It's not always just about competition.
Definitely. So, reflecting on the whole week, it sounds incredibly varied.
Absolutely. You had the sort of passive income generation, intense power play activities, the frustration and problem-solving of colonization and system development, some great wing combat, and then this active community support.
Plus, dealing with power play outcomes, the logs noted Kane lost that week, part of the ongoing galactic struggle.
Right, that too. It really paints a picture of just how much you can do, how many different hats you can wear in a week of playing Elite Dangerous.
A really full week for Commander Arrieta. It's been fascinating getting that level of detail.
It gives you a real appreciation for the depth of the game and the stories players create within it.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive into Commander Peter Arrieta's logs. A huge thank you for joining us and sharing this journey.
My pleasure. Always interesting to dig into these logs.
And thanks to all of you for listening. We hope you'll join us again next week for another deep dive. Same time, same place.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
In the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments about your own journeys in Elite Dangerous, or, just share your impressions of the game.
Always good to hear other commanders' stories.
And of course, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. It really helps us out.
It does indeed.
Until next time, fly safe, Commanders.
Fly safe.